Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our second session of the e-education continuum history tutorial. My name is Fanyana Mahlasela. I'll be taking you through the second session of the tutorial lessons, and I'll be looking into the past previous question papers and how can we best discuss or best tackle the questions. And yeah, I'll be dealing mostly with section B related questions. So yeah, and taking your the questions and answering some of them, if not all, via the WhatsApp platform. And I'll also be taking questions on Facebook. So this means that you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is e-education continuum, and also subscribe to our Facebook channel, which is e-education continuum. Sorry about that. And also, yeah, man, like our Facebook pages, stay tuned into our social media groups like the WhatsApp groups. They are very informative. There are other subjects as well, so there's a lot of information that you can get. So we're gonna get into real stuff now. We're gonna get into the content, the essay. So I asked in the group which essays would you guys like us to tackle first, and you guys said that you'd love us to tackle the China Mao essay. So I'll be looking into that. And it's there's a question on that essay on May question paper 2018, section B, question 4. There's a statement, and it is also an instruction on how you need to tackle that question. So it reads, the statement reads: the failure of the Great Leap Forward led to Mao Zedong introducing the Cultural Revolution to accelerate agricultural and industrial transformation in the People's Republic of China. The instruction reads: critically discuss the statement, use relevant evidence to support your line of argument. So this requires one to discuss the statement, whether the statement is true, or if maybe it's not true, what evidence can you provide, or what facts can we give to say that the statement is not true. It also requires us to come with a line of argument. So it is a kind of question that needs you to take a stance and be able to follow your stance with your line of argument. Because remember, on your first session, you actually made aware of the fact that your line of argument and your stance need to go hand in hand. They need to actually speak one language, and that is very important. And I want to make you aware of that fact. So I want us to start with the introduction, but before we go there, let's first look at how can we unpack the question and try to come to basic understanding of what the question wants from us. So so the statement, I'll read it again because like it's necessary for us to keep on reading things more than once in order for us to understand them better, because like it's not always where you get something right by reading it for the first time. So it's always important for you to read something more than once so that it can actually make sense, reading in your mind. You get what I'm trying to say? Exactly. So yeah, that so exactly. So the failure of the Great Leap Forward led to Mao Zedong introducing the Cultural Revolution to accelerate agricultural and industrial transformation in the People's Republic of China. So it requires us to look deep as to what was the Great Leap Forward and how did it fail and how was it aimed from its beginning. So what were the aims of the Great Leap Forward in the beginning? You need to understand that. You need to understand how did it impact people when it was implemented. You need to understand how did it affect the economy. You also need to look at, did it lead to things like starvation? Did it create jobs? You see, such things. So those are the things, are the impacts. Then you look at whether does that qualify to make an economic policy a success or a failure. So those are the things that you need to look at. So from the get-go when taking a stance. You need to, because when you go to an exam room, they take it that you already have an understanding of the content itself. So it means that they take it that you know what the Great Leap Forward is, and they take it that you know what cultural revolution is. So hence it must be easy for you to be able to take a stance when writing an essay. So at this point, they take it that you know what the Great Leap Forward is. You should be able to tell whether it was a success or it wasn't, or whether it did lead to success to a greater extent or to a lesser extent, or whether you agree with the statement that they would have given you at that time. It really depends on the question. So you need to first understand the question that they give you and take a stance accordingly, and also line of argument accordingly. So gonna look at, or gonna rather try and write an introduction, and I'm gonna, so when you get to the body part, because Sansa has taken you through the essay writing skills, so I think it's essential for me to just give you the content, which is the points which are important, the points which make you reach a conclusion of whether the Great Leap Forward's success or failures were what led to Mao Zedong coming up with the Cultural Revolution as a solution to the predicaments that came with the Great Leap Forward. So let's start with our introduction. So if maybe I were to be asked to start my essay right now, the first thing that I'd have to do is to start with an introduction that you know. So I've got an introduction here prepared for you, so I'm just going to read it out so that it becomes more efficient and more easy for us to keep things short and simple. So I've prepared a very good introduction that you can use, and that has every component of a good introduction. So from that introduction, I'm actually going to point out 1, the stance; 2, contextualization; 3, what my essay will be talking about, the general direction of the essay. You see, so that it makes it easier for the person who's going to read the essay to see that this essay we're talking about 1, 2, and 3. So I'm reading out my introduction. So the nicest thing about e-education content is that we provide you guys with videos, so you can always rewind and listen to something over and over again until you understand, until you make sense of it. So I'm trying to be as effective and efficient as possible. So having a video of a tutoring lesson is much better than going to class, I think. But then I'm not in anything, guys. So let's start with the introduction. So my introduction reads: Mao Zedong's economic policies for the People's Republic of China were unsuccessful. Mao Zedong introduced the Great Leap Forward, which its failure led to the introduction of the Cultural Revolution. Therefore, this essay will critically discuss the aims and the outcomes of the economic policies with the use of relevant information and examples to further show how unsuccessful was the Great Leap Forward in improving the economy of the Republic of China during Mao Zedong's era. Okay, let me read it again in a more clear and precise way. Mao Zedong's economic policies for the People's Republic of China were unsuccessful. Now take note, unsuccessful. They were unsuccessful. That's the stance I've taken in my essay. So all the economic policies that he introduced were unsuccessful, including the Great Leap Forward. But then again, because the question requires us to focus on the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, you have to contextualize the question. Now I'm taking you to the second part, which is contextualization. So I've showed you the first part, which is taking a stance, and it's there in my introduction. Now I'm showing you the contextualization part, which is there in my introduction, which is one way of which you can also do in your other essays, man. It's just a matter of technique, learning how to contextualize the question, make an understanding of it, and actually giving a direction to your essay via introduction, because that's the importance of having to contextualize your topics. So Mao Zedong introduced the Great Leap Forward, which its failure led to the introduction of the Cultural Revolution. So my contextualization is drawn from the statement and is in line with the stance that I've taken. So I need to critically discuss now how the Great Leap Forward was so much of a failure that it even led to Mao Zedong coming up with the Cultural Revolution. So now the contextualization part of the introduction. Remember, guys, still in the introduction,